Alligator. This is the definition of creature feature. This is a movie from 1980 and I was too scared to watch it as a child. Let's get into it. Alligator stars Robert Forster as David Madison and Robin Riker as Marissa Kendall, and a few other people you recognise. Yeah. It's from 1980, it lasts 1 hour 31 minutes, and this is cheese on a sandwich. It's pretty cheesy. This was a film that I saw clips of on TV when I was a kid, and I was too scared to watch it. Really? Yeah. You're a coward. I'm not a coward. Give us the tagline. It lives 50 feet beneath the city. It's 36 feet long. It weighs 2,000 pounds, and it's about to break out. Alligator. So to give a quick synopsis of Alligator, a baby alligator is flushed down a drain. It eats animals which have been experimented on by this dodgy science lab. Because of this, it grows to an incredibly large size, and over a decade later, it's up to one renegade cop and a reluctant reptile assistant to take care of this mutant alligator. Do you want to give a synopsis? Yeah, Big Rudder Alligator goes crazy in the streets. The movie opens at a fairground where we see a man wrestling an alligator. Oh, what fun. And by the way, this guy is like Dudget Trice, Burt Reynolds. He's got a touch of Burt Reynolds about him. And the alligator wins. Yeah, the alligator bites his leg, he gets dragged off, screaming, all injured and stuff. That's what you get. And there's a little girl sitting in the audience with her mum and dad watching this. Yeah, and she's loving it. She's a psycho. Well, I don't know about that. But it does inspire her to go and buy a baby alligator.
Pick yourself a cute one, honey. Go ahead. They won't hurt you. They're tender little babies.
We see the little girl later at home with the baby alligator. Yeah, she loves it and she's like, oh, hello, Mr. Alligator, or something. I don't know what she calls it. But the second she goes to school, her dad flushes it down the toilet. He's like, oh, I don't like this little thing just sitting there being treaty. It's doing nothing. It is doing nothing, but he decides to flush it. And it lands in the drain like a little turd. The next thing you know, it's 12 years later. 12 years later. Without so much as a warning, it's just 12 years later. And we meet David Madison. Yeah, and he's in a tech shop. He's buying a dog for like 12 bucks or something. And the tech shop owner, Gutchell, is a bit of a sleazy character. And it turns out he's selling animals to a local science lab. This local science lab are conducting experiments on animals. They're basically filling them with mutagens, and then when the animal dies,
which will be real soon.
At the end of the experiment, basically they're killing the animals, giving them back to Gutchell, who is then throwing them down the drain. Yeah, why can't they just throw it down the drain? I don't know.
I don't like to get my hands dirty.
He takes them, throws them down the sewer. But one day he takes a dog and he throws it down the sewer. And it's supposed to land in the water, that it misses and lands on the ledge, so he clings down to push it off the ledge into the water. And guess what happens? It's really cool. It's not cool. A big alligator comes and grabs him. Yeah. I'm guessing it's the same alligator that is flushed. Obviously. Huh. Wait, what is it? Did you notice when Gutchell is killed, they play basically the Jaws music? It is quite similar. It's a rip-off. His body, along with a previous victim's body, ends up in the local sewage plant, and David Madison is sent to investigate this. Yeah, and Hailey Zeri also finds the body of a little dog. Well, it should be a little dog that's gone missing, but it's actually massive. There's a lady who identifies the dog, because the way Gutchell gets dogs is he goes around the street just stealing them from people's gardens and then giving them to the science lab and then disposing of the bodies. He's a dead man. Well, he's a dead man, so it doesn't matter. He got his upcomings. He's got his comeuppance. His just desserts. So Madison heads to the science lab to have a look around. For some reason he just assumes they must be up to something. He's just victimising them. He's not, but he goes to the lab. He meets the lead scientist, Helms, who's conducting all the experiments. Once Madison leaves, Helms goes to his boss, Slade, who owns the company, and he says there's cops sniffing around. I'm getting really nervous about this. Yeah, and Slade says, just relax, Nate. Just relax. Is this the same guy that was in Game of Death? It is. That's where I know him from. Yeah. Terrible actor. I don't know if he's a terrible actor, but he maybe doesn't pick the best roles. Back at the police station, Madison learns he's about to be teamed with a new partner. Yeah, this young rookie, Dilly. And Dilly's like this. He's so eager and he's like, oh, let's go, Sarge, and all this stuff. Billy and Madison go down to the sewers because they know that's where the bodies are coming from, because that's the only way they would end up at the sewage plant. Yeah. And they are there. They get separated and they're standing out in the dark, and this goes on for ages. They eventually catch up with each other, and at the same time they both meet the alligator. Yeah, it's huge. So they start shooting at it instantly.
Oh, what the hell? What the hell?
The bullets seem to have no effect, so they just run off through the sewers. Yeah, and they make it to a ladder leading up to an manhole cover, and they climb up, and Madison goes first, and then young Dilly, who's got his whole life ahead of him, he does not make it. He clutches onto the ladder, but then the alligator grabs his legs and kills him and eats him to death. Didn't see that coming. You did. And you can see every death in this movie coming before it happens. Oh, except one. We'll get to that.
You won't believe it!
Next thing we know, Madison is waking up in the hospital. Yet for some reason, nothing happened to him. He wasn't hurt. He just climbed out an manhole cover. And they're like, right, put him in hospital. He must be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. While he's in hospital or on his way out, he meets a couple of people. Yeah, one's a reporter, a tabloid journalist who has got it in for him. I don't know why. He just doesn't like him. So he's like, oh, what a lot of nonsense talking about a giant alligator. I'm going to go to the sewer and check it out. So he does, and he gets eaten. And luckily he had his camera, so that's going off while he's getting eaten. Because that's the first thing you'll do when you're getting eaten by an alligator. Start snapping ticks. Well, the other person he meets is a reptile expert, Marissa Kendall. Yeah, he's definitely going to fall in love with her and make sweet love to her. He does. They start to build up a working relationship as well as physical. They get to that, but at the moment they're just professional colleagues, basically. Yeah, and they find out that Narissa just happens to be the little girl who was at the start of the movie, who had a pet alligator and they got flushed down the toilet. I really thought what was going to happen at the end of this movie was the alligator and Narissa and Madison would be standing face to face with each other, and Madison's about to be eaten by the gator, but then the alligator recognises Narissa as his previous owner. Yeah, I could see that happening. Luckily, it does not. Yeah. I don't know if I would have enjoyed that. No, it would be terrible. Anyway, the photos from the tabloid journalist's camera are found, and it's proof that there is a giant alligator. Yes, the SWAT are sent down the sewers, and they come out, and it must have been hiding because they didn't see it. No, they didn't see it. They all come out, and the other cops are waiting there because they're going to cut it off if it tries to escape from the SWAT team. Yeah, that the SWAT team come out, and they're face to face with the cops, and they're all like, ha 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 ha. Terrible laugh acting from the extras. That evening, Madison is driving back to the police station, yeah, and he passes this bunch of kids playing stickball, and one of them looks exactly like Freddy Krueger. I know the one you mean, he's dressed like him. Little weirdo. But once Madison passes by, the street starts to shake. Well, the camera starts to shake. I guess so. And the alligator bursts out of the sewers, just bursts through the pavement. Pretty strong. Yeah. And it chases the kids off, and then eats her hand into listening. Yep. One of the kids, one of the little boys, Billy, he runs up to his apartment, goes into the kitchen where his mum is, and takes a knife from the drawer, runs back out onto the street. He's going to take out the alligator. It seems like it. And, well, we don't actually see him again. Oh well, he's dessert. After this, an expert hunter is called in. Yeah, he's ex-army and he's an expert hunter, so he's eaten instantly. Now, while all this has been going on, Madison's been back at the lab. Yeah, then it turns out Slade is good friends with the mayor, because all these people are corrupt, you know, in real life as well. Sometimes, all times. So basically, Madison's kicked off the force. Yeah, so long, sucker. On the way to the station, he decides, I'll take some dynamite. Oh yeah, no one notices? I guess not. Everyone's out looking for the gator, and I wouldn't be. I'd be staying at home in a dry space with high up or something. Yeah, well, we're told if the gator's not hiding in the swamps or the marshes or anything, he's probably hiding in someone's pool. Yeah, cut to that evening. There's like a kid's fancy dress party in this big nice house, and they've got a pool in the backyard, and there's three little boys dressed up as pirates, and they take another little boy, can lock the plank. He steps onto the diving board, and they force him into the water, and this is the one kill I did not see coming. I thought there's no way they'll do this, but they did. This little boy is chucked into the water, and as he's falling, he sees the gator in the water, and the alligator eats him. And the other kids are like, Nan, Nan.
I knew you wouldn't believe it.
So, despite this, they still can't find the alligator, even though it's in someone's tail and it's just eating a little boy, eating a child. But the next thing we see is it's daytime, it's a beautiful day, yeah, and it's the day of Slade's daughter's wedding. His daughter's getting married to some bozo, and they're holding it on his grounds, and it's a big, lovely big garden. This is the scene I saw as a kid, and I thought, that's too scary for me. You went. So the wedding reception's in full swing, everyone's having a great time, everyone's having a drink, yeah, and someone, the alligator, is not on the guest list, it still comes along, trashes the place, starts knocking people into the till, starts biting people, knocking people over, causing them to knock each other over. The bride and groom get chucked into the till, luckily they don't get eaten, yeah. And the alligator goes around knocking over everyone, smacking them about. Yeah, that he's killing people, but he's not eating them, he's going, Hurn, 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 biting them, they're not eating them. Why? I don't know, maybe he's just evil. That's crazy talk. Well. But Slade manages to rush out of the garden. He runs over to his car, his limo, and his little manservant is chasing him, like, please help, wait for me, sir, wait for me, let me in the car. And Slade doesn't, he just watches him get eaten. He just watches him getting killed by the alligator. He's a dead man, he is. But guess what, he gets his comeuppance as well. Alligator decides, I really want to kill this guy. Oh, what is this now? But yeah, he does. The gator's like, I'll just crush the limo. So he does crush the limo, and then you see that Slade has been crushed inside it. What a horrific way to die. Yeah. So the gator runs up. So the gator leaves after this. Yeah, I don't know why, it's like tons of food there. That's the greatest place on earth for it. But it leaves anyway, goes down a storm drain, and Madison and Narissa turn up, and Madison gets chased down a drain. Yeah. He's got his bag of TNT dynamite. Eventually he comes to face with the alligator. And Madison carefully takes the dynamite out of his bag, sets a timer on it, yeah, a timer, and for 2 minutes, and he just leaves it beside the alligator. And then he starts to leave, but then the alligator hits him with his tail. Yeah, he gets knocked down, he gets stunned a bit, and when he wakes up, he's running out of time to get out of there. Yeah, so he radios Narissa to say, I'm coming out, I've only got a few seconds. And he runs to the nearest ladder, finds an manhole cover. Up on the street, there's a lady parked her car on the drain. And she won't listen to Marissa, she won't move. But eventually Marissa gets her to move just in time. David Madison just manages to burst out the drain just as the dawn goes off. Yeah, every manhole cover in the city seems to explode. And no one is injured. As if. And the alligator's head is blown off. Oh my goodness. It's horrendous. Oh well. Madison and Marissa see the damage they've caused. They smile. And they say, we got him. We sure did. And they walk off together into the sunset. And that's almost the end. Then they cut to the sewer, and they see another little baby alligator has been flushed. Who's done that? I don't know, but Yeah, another alligator has been flushed. It's the same footage from the start of the movie. But yeah, basically, here we go again. Is there a sequel? There is a sequel. Is it good? I've never seen it. Well, this isn't good. I thought this was pretty decent as far as early 80s creature features goes. You are insane. I'm not insane. Watch Jaws instead. It's basically the same thing except better. Well, yeah, it's not as good as Jaws. I've never even seen Jaws, and I know it's better. Okay, well, that's something we shall have to remedy. Trivia? There are loads of jokes in this movie about Robert Forster's, David Madison's, receding hairline. That's true, they're a bit mean sometimes. Yeah, he came up with them on set, he improvised them, and the director loved it and said to the other actors, you say that to him, and Robert Forster's like, try to kill guy. Do you know who Joe Dante is? Yeah, Joe Dante directed Gremlins and whatever. Well, he is offered to direct this movie. Alright, that he had just finished directing Piranha. And thought it was too similar. Which I'm guessing it is. I've never seen Piranha, but I'm guessing it is. Another one about Robert Forster. His final movie role, it was in El Camino. Oh yeah, the Breaking Bad movie. Yeah, and guess what? What? Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad, Walter White, Heisenberg, he was part of the crew for this movie. Really? He was a production assistant to the special effects team. That's really interesting, I did not know that. Well, now you do. Anyway, Alligator, don't check it out, do check it out. It's rubbish, it's pretty good. It's not scary, it's a bit scary. It's cheese on toast. Hit like, hit subscribe, we'll see you next time. Bye. Just watch Jaws.